Marching on together, White's Army. Are you sitting down? Because what I'm about to tell you might just knock you off your feet faster than a slide tackle from Norman Hunter in his prime. The corridors of Elland Road are buzzing today, with not one, not two, but three absolute game changers that could transform our beloved club's fortunes faster than you can sing "We Are Leeds." From the championship glory celebrations to the boardroom's transfer dealings, we're in for a roller coaster that would make even the most seasoned Leeds supporter grab their heart medicine. First, our heroic manager has finally delivered what we've been craving for so long, but with a special twist that's got the whole city in tears of joy. Then, just as we're riding high, a transfer bombshell drops that could leave us scrambling for alternatives as our Premier League return looms. And if that wasn't enough, our recruitment team has their eyes locked on a Belgian midfield enforcer who could become our next cult hero. But we're not alone in this hunt. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because you cannot afford to miss the explosive details I'm about to drop. This is the kind of Leeds United news that changes everything, White's Army. Remember when we thought 2020 was our pinnacle moment? Well, what happened this May will have you feeling emotions you didn't know existed. Let's dive into why our manager has the entire city worshipping at his feet. The Centurions are back in the Premier League. That's right, White's Army. Daniel Farke and his magnificent squad have not only secured promotion back to the Promised Land, but they've done it in spectacular fashion by claiming the championship title with a jaw-dropping 100 points. Can you believe it? 100 points. Remember that nail-biting finish at Plymouth last weekend? The scenes were absolutely mental as we clinched the title in dramatic fashion. But what followed next was something straight out of our wildest dreams. A proper celebration that was long overdue for this magnificent football club. The parade through Leeds City Centre on Monday was nothing short of magical. The streets flooded with white, the songs echoing between buildings, the beer flowing freely. This wasn't just a celebration of this season's triumph. It was the release of years of pent-up emotion. It's a heavy shirt to wear, Farke admitted to the roaring crowds, but boy has he worn it with pride. The German mastermind has engineered a team that not only dominated the championship, but did it with style. 95 goals scored and only 30 conceded. Those aren't just numbers, they're a statement to the rest of English football. What makes this moment even more special is how it contrasts with our last promotion. Cast your minds back to 2020, White's Army. We won the league under the legendary Marcelo Bielsa, but COVID restrictions meant we couldn't properly celebrate. No parade, no shared moments with the players, just isolated joy as we watched from our homes. According to Henry Winter, Bielsa himself is absolutely delighted for the club, the fans, and the whole city about our return to the top flight. Can you imagine El Loco watching from afar with that enigmatic smile, knowing his legacy at Elland Road continues to grow? Brings a tear to the eye, doesn't it? Pascal Struijk tried to pay tribute to those 2019-20 title winners, but nothing compares to actually being there, surrounded by thousands of fellow believers who've suffered through the dark times and emerged into the light once again. The scenes at the parade were so overwhelming that even the usually composed Farke was visibly moved. This wasn't just a football achievement. This was vindication for every Leeds fan who's had to endure the mockery, the heartbreak, and the falling with style that's defined our club for too long. But hold on to your seats, because while we're still dizzy from celebration, the Premier League vultures are already circling, and our first summer transfer target has just slipped through our fingers in devastating fashion. Transfer heartbreak strikes already, White's Army. The ink has barely dried on our Premier League tickets, and we've already been rejected in the transfer market. Our top fullback target, Bright Osai Samuel, has snubbed Leeds United and is heading to Crystal Palace instead. Can you believe it? This is the harsh reality of Premier League football, folks. Despite trying to sign the Nigerian international last season with a $7 million bid that was rejected by Fenerbahce, we've now lost out completely as he becomes a free agent. Palace have swooped in with a massive 4-year contract worth $4.5 million annually, £3.8 million. That's approximately £73,000 per week. Let that sink in. Osai Samuel will be earning a wage that's well beyond our current salary structure, even with the Premier League promotion money. This is the financial muscle we're up against. and it's only the beginning of what could be a brutal summer of transfer battles. Daniel Farke now faces a crisis at full-back, with both Junior Firpo and Sam Byram looking set to leave Elland Road, leaving only Jayden Bogle as our lone available full-back. The alarm bells should be ringing throughout the club right now. The board has reportedly set aside a £100 million war chest for summer transfers, but as Farke has warned, that sum doesn't buy a whole team anymore in today's market. We need reinforcements everywhere: goalkeeper, fullbacks, midfield, and attack. But which position takes priority now? This Osai Samuel rejection is a massive wake-up call. We're no longer the big fish in the championship pond. We're minnows swimming with Premier League sharks now. Every transfer target we identify will have other suitors with deeper pockets and established top-flight status. Just think about it, £73,000 per week for a player who could have solved our defensive crisis. That's the kind of money that would make even Andrea Radrizzani's eyes water. Palace have flexed their financial muscles, and we've been left looking like the new boys at school. Eager, but unprepared. But wait, all is not lost. White's army. While one door slams in our face, another might be creaking open in Scotland. Our recruitment team has identified a midfield warrior who could become our next cult hero, if we can beat another Premier League club to his signature. A Belgian midfield maestro in our sights. Hold on to your scarves, White's army, because Leeds United are going head-to-head with Aston Villa for Rangers midfield dynamo Nicolas Raskin. This could be the statement signing that announces our Premier League return with a bang. The 24-year-old Belgian has been tearing it up at Ibrox since joining from Standard Liège in January 2023, with nearly 100 appearances for the Scottish Giants, including an impressive European run to the Europa League quarter-finals this season. Raskin has proven he can handle the pressure of playing for a massive club with demanding supporters. Sound familiar? This season alone, the midfield general has contributed 3 goals and 8 assists across all competitions. Those aren't just numbers. They're proof that Raskin has the creative spark we desperately need to survive in the Premier League cauldron. Former Rangers and interim manager Barry Ferguson hasn't held back his praise, declaring, "Nico Raskin has potential to play at the highest level. His best years are still to come." Imagine those best years being at Elland Road. But there's a major obstacle in our way: Aston Villa. The Champions League chasing villains also have their eyes on Raskin, and they can offer European football that we simply can't match right now. This is the harsh reality of being a newly promoted side. Villa already boast an impressive midfield lineup, with names like Amadou Onana, Boubacar Kamara, Yuri Tielemans, Jacob Ramsey, and John McGinn. Do they really need to steal our target too? Unbelievable. The battle for Raskin won't be easy, especially with Rangers likely to demand a significant fee for a player still under contract. But if we're serious about not just surviving, but thriving in the Premier League, these are exactly the type of ambitious signings we need to make. Imagine Raskin dictating play from the heart of our midfield, showing the same grit and determination that Ferguson highlighted. He needs to have the grit and determination to deliver that level of performance week after week. Isn't that exactly what Leeds United stands for? Blood, sweat, and tears for the badge? This potential signing could be the perfect bridge between our championship dominance and Premier League ambitions. A player entering his prime years with European experience and the technical ability to handle the step up, Raskin ticks all the boxes. White's army. This is where we need to make our voices heard. Show the board, show Daniel Farke, and show Nicolas Raskin himself that Leeds United is where he belongs. Smash that like button, flood the comments with your thoughts, and let's create a social media storm that reaches all the way to Glasgow. The summer transfer window hasn't even officially opened yet, and we're already experiencing the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. From the euphoria of our championship title parade to the disappointment of missing out on Osai Samuel. And now the excitement of potentially landing Raskin. This is what being a Leeds fan is all about. So what do you think, White's army? Is Nicolas Raskin the midfield general we need to establish ourselves in the Premier League? Or should we be looking elsewhere? The next few weeks will define our season before a ball is even kicked. Marching on